Stompin
Hello.
Steve. Hey Steve, how you doing?
All right. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Sorry about that. I just finished up an interview
That's all right. I was a little early. I just wanted to make sure I was on time and stuff. So.
Yeah, you're good, man. You're good. You're good.
All right, man.
All right. For those who are just tuning in, you are listening to Triple Threat Wrestling Radio. I am now joined with my third guest, and he's also from Indiana. I'm interviewing a lot of Indiana people in this first 30 minutes or so. I'm joined with Stompin Steve. Um, how you doing, man? I know you are getting ready to watch Dark Knight.
Yes. I'm stepped out of a trilogy screening tonight, but it's okay. I'll be glad to do the interview with you guys. I appreciate letting me come on.
Thank you, sir. And let's go ahead and get started. Talk a little bit about yourself and how did you get in the wrestling business?
Okay. Well, I'm in my 30s, so I'm older to get into business, but I'd always wanted to I'd wanted to be a wrestler since I was a teenager, and I had a lot of anxiety issues, and I still struggle with them, and weight issues. My weight would go up and down. It would get really, really, really high, and then I would bring it down, and I would bring it up again, and I had a lot of anxiety, depression, and all kinds of issues there. And finally, I decided, 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago, actually, my weight was over 500 pounds, and I just said, hey, I got to do something. I'm not getting around very well for a guy my age, and I said, I'm going to drop weight. And after I lost about 40, 50 pounds, I saw a documentary on, it's called Bring the Weapons for HPW, which is the Hoosier Pro Wrestling that is ran out of Columbus, Indiana. And it had been in business for 12 years at that time. And I said, you know what? It reignited the spark of me wanting to do it. And I said, it's either now or never. And I started going to shows, and I had been to a couple shows, but it had been a long time previously to that I hadn't been in years. And I started coming to the shows, talked to the promoter, Jerry Wilson, and I said, when I get my weight down to a reasonable level, I want to lose so much weight, I want to start training if I can, if you guys do that. And he said, sure. And so we set that up, and it was a rough road for me. I mean, some of the stuff is easy compared to some people, but for me, it was a big challenge.
I think.
Yes, sir.
I think every road for a wrestler, it definitely gets tough, no matter how you start, whether it's early or late in your career. But at the end of the day, you get to where you are. You're very passionate, and this is what you wanted to do. This is what you was born to do. And good for you, Steve, man. Just to see how you came about, and here you are, man. You're fulfilling your dream, and good for you, man.
Yes, and it's to me, it's not like about getting to TNA or WWE level. It's about just doing what I love, entertaining the people. I love that the people come and enjoy the show, just as I used to come and enjoy the shows, and I still do. And I dropped over 200 pounds and got my body down in better shape. I'm still not there where I want to be yet, but I'm closer, and I need to hit the gym a little harder, get a little bit more back into better shape. I mean, I'm not in bad shape now, and I'm not, but I put on just a little bit of weight, but I can take that right back off. It's just one of those, it's going to be a lifelong struggle for me, but I think I have it under control now. So
good for you, man. Keep it up, man. It's hard fought, a lot of determination, man. Dedication, man.
Thank
hard
you.
Work. So I first heard of you through another wrestler who I interviewed, I think about a month or two ago. Her name is Lila Lodge.
Absolutely, one of my best friends in the business. Just a wonderful, wonderful girl. I mean, a great wrestler, and I was honored to win the HPW Heavyweight Championship with her in a tag match. She had her Pacific Northwest title she had lost the night before to Cameron Starr, and Damian Cole was the tag team partner of Cameron Starr, and he had the HPW Heavyweight Championship, and we had a tag match against them, and we were able to get a double pin and win. She won her belt back, and I won the HPW Heavyweight Championship in early May. So, and I kept that belt for a couple months, and I ended up losing it back to Damian Cole about 3 weeks ago. So, but it was an honor. I mean, it was an honor to win that belt with her there. She's a great friend, and I was, just very, very privileged to get to team up with her.
I got a lot of love and respect for Lila. I actually met her in person when she did her Midwest tour, and she came here to Kentucky to wrestle. I
was there with her. I didn't wrestle there, but I was the guy helping her with her table and things, and I kind of drove her. I was her chaperone for the week, so I was there. I met you. I took you guys
that's
a picture
right.
together. That was me there.
Oh man.
And
yeah.
That was fun.
I had no idea that was you, man. If I would have
Yes,
knew,
that was. Yes, sir.
if I would have knew that was you, hell, I would have took a picture with you, man.
That's cool, man.
But
she had a 5-day, 5-match tour that week. We went from Illinois to Indianapolis, Chesterfield, Indiana, then back down to HPW in Columbus, Indiana, and then down to Georgetown, Kentucky, and that was her last stop. So,
talk a little bit about HPW and the other talent that's on the show.
HPW's been around over 14 years now, and there's a lot of great talents there. Damian Cole, my mentor, and Cousin Cooter, who's also my mentor. I trained under those two guys. Those are the guys who are great talents. Cameron Starr, of course, is one of the greatest lady wrestlers in the state of Indiana, probably the greatest lady wrestling in Indiana right at this time on a regular basis, and in my opinion. And then we have a lot of Bobby Black, who's a good high flyer, really gets around the ring really well. Aaron Anarchy, a good rookie. He can bump with the best of them. We just have a ton of great guys there. Hillbilly Jed, who's also known as J.D. Mariani, and Flash Flanagan, who's been around for years, and T.J. Powers, Dashman Ronnie Vegas, Sabotage Brandon Stiles. Just there's a lot of guys, just really great group of people.
I remember that name, Flash Flanagan. He's an OVW original, I believe, and he was at OVW about a month or two ago. So, shout out.
Right. Flash is really he came out of OVW, I believe. He was there for a while, and he cut around. He was on episodes of Raw. I mean, he's been up there with the big leagues, and so he's not no small potato there.
Obviously, a big moment of your career when you mentioned earlier you won the HPW Heavyweight Championship.
Right.
What are some other favorite moments and highlights of your wrestling career?
Well, I've been wrestling for I was really honored to win that title just after being in the business not quite a year and a half. Let's see. Well, just the fact that Lila was there made it all the more important to me, because she's a great friend, and there's some other moments. Just it was kind of nice to meet Rob Conway, get some advice from him. He's one of the nicest guys in the business that's really been in the big leagues, and that's one of the great moments. And Rob Conway remembered my name, 10 months later, he remembered me by name, and I thought that was a big honor. Also, as far as the matches goes, I've had a lot of battles with a guy named Sabotage Brandon Stiles, and he's really a jerk, but he's worked with me in the ring, and he really does a good job of making people hate his guts. So that, and there's a lot of people I really want to work with still, and Fast Eddie, and there's just so many others. as far as moments goes, that's the pinnacle right now is the Lila Lodge moment with winning the belts with Lila. And another, I just like doing these charity fundraisers. I just like doing the canned food drives and all that. I enjoy doing those, even though they're hot outside. Just doing that, doing something for a worthy cause. Those are really good times. We do those once a year, or sometimes twice a year. So it depends on what kind of a fundraiser. So I like doing those, and I just love, when people come up to you, want your autograph. It's just an honor, and these kids are very happy to see you, and that makes everything worth it. The pain that we go through. I know my pain's not comparable to some of the guys because they work a lot harder than I do, but what I go through, it's just that makes it worth it. The people do. That's the great moments in my career. I just remember just how the people are just so kind and want to be there and are entertained, and that's why I'm in it.
Other than HPW, do you have any upcoming shows?
We have one on August 4th, the first Saturday of August. I don't know who my opponent will be that night. There's some ideas thrown around, but I'm not sure what we're going to do. We're having, let's see, TJ Kemp is currently TJ Kemp is a tag team champion with Rob Conway. Rob Conway has to be out for a while. I think he has an injury. And he's going to have a mystery partner, TJ Kemp is, against Dice Man Ronnie Vegas and TJ Powers, known as the High Rollers. And that's the main event. And I believe we got Flash Flanagan against, I believe, Rob Raymer in a strap match. So those are the two main matches that's going on there. And I'll be in action. I'm not quite sure who my opponent will be at this time, but I'll be there. So August 4th is the date at the Columbus, Indiana 4-H Fairgrounds. Doors open 6:45. Show starts about 7:45.
Everybody, be on the lookout for Stompin' Steve in the Indiana area, and I know for sure he's going to want that heavyweight championship back there, Mr. Damian Cole.
I sure do.
So, just want to point that out. He's gonna need that championship back, but I definitely.
Yeah. Whether I go to the front of the line, forward, or the back of the line, I'm going to work through and try to get that championship belt back someday.
Stompin' Steve is joining me here on Triple Threat Wrestling Radio. Do you have any links, Facebook, Twitter, or anything that fans can get in touch with you?
I have Facebook. If people want to get a hold of me or friend me on Facebook, facebook.com /Stompin' Steve. It's all one word, no apostrophes or anything. Stompin' with STOMPINSTEVE. So that's I'll throw that out there. Facebook. I have a Twitter, but I don't really use it much. So if they want to, if they really want my Twitter, they can go through Facebook, and I'll give it to them. So.
Well, everyone, check out Stompin' Steve on Facebook. He'll keep you posted on what's going on with him, HPW, and other upcoming shows he'll be a part of. Is there any wrestlers that you haven't had a chance to be in the ring with, but would like to work with someday?
There's just a lot of people I would love to learn. Ricky Ruckus is one of them. Ricky Ruckus has a title shot, and I got to remember that because that's another big match this weekend, and I almost forgot about it. Ricky will kill me when he gets me in the ring. So we got Ricky Ruckus has a title shot against Damian Cole, who won the belt for me 3 weeks ago. So Ricky Ruckus, I'd like to work with him. So maybe I can get a shot at his title, maybe sooner or later. So we'll see.
And my last question for you is, if you can give anyone advice, anyone out there that wants to get into the wrestling business, what would your advice be?
You got to love it. I mean, after the first training session, you're going to be hurting probably worse than you've ever hurt in your life. And sometimes it's better to have a training session than have a few days off or a few weeks off to reevaluate what you want to do, because that first one is what really makes you think, do I really want to do this? And after I did it, I wasn't so sure. So, but then I decided, 3 weeks later, I kept going back. I did not give up. So you cannot give up. That's one of the things. You're going to have to go through some pain, but you can't give up. So you got to want it. You can't just think, I can do this, but you got to really want it.
There you go, man. Wise words from Stompin' Steve. Before I let you go, I ask all guests to do this. It's like
Okay.
a station ID. It's like a voice drop. All you have to do is say your name. And right after you say your name, you say you are listening to Triple Threat Wrestling Radio. I will count to 3, and you go ahead and say it.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Hey, this is Stompin' Steve here, and you're listening to Triple Threat Wrestling Radio.
I like that energy, man. Very energetic, man.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go ahead and let you go so you can get ready to watch
Okay.
the Dark Knight movie.
Right.
I appreciate you being on. Do you have any final words and shout outs?
I just want to thank you for letting me on, and I got a shout out to my BFF, the lovely Lila Lodge, and sign guy. Even though he can be a prick at times, but that's sign guy. And that's all I right now. That's what I'd like to say. So I just want to thank all the fans for supporting me, and thank you for having me on.
Shout out to Sign Guy. I like him. Shout out to him, man. Appreciate
Shout
it.
out to him. Yeah.
And you go ahead and get ready to watch the movie, and you have a good night, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Have a good night, and thank you for having me on.
You're welcome. That
Goodbye.
was Stompin' Steve joining me here on Triple Threat Wrestling Radio.